Welcome to English Story Room. Learn English through short, emotional stories that touch the heart. From housekeeper to partner, Ethan Sterling lived a life that moved faster than a train at full speed. He was young, handsome, and already a successful tech entrepreneur. His days were filled with meetings, phone calls, and endless emails. People admired him, but very few really knew him. His house, a large, modern home made of glass and steel, was silent most of the time. The only person who truly gave life to that house was Clara, his 23-year-old housekeeper. Every morning, the smell of freshly baked bread filled the air. The room sparkled. The shirts in his wardrobe were always perfectly ironed. Everything ran smoothly, and Ethan never wondered why. He thought these things just happened automatically. Clara never said much. She moved quietly, like sunlight slipping through curtains. She knew every sound of the house, the hum of the refrigerator, the click of the front gate, and the way Ethan sighed when he came home tired. Ethan never noticed that she often left small notes for him, reminders, small words of kindness, and recipes that she thought might help him eat healthier. He was too busy rushing through life to notice. The stormy day. One Tuesday afternoon, the sky turned dark and rain began to fall. That evening, Ethan was hosting a very important dinner. Several investors were coming, people who could decide the future of his company. He wanted everything to be perfect. The catering team arrived early, the decorations were elegant, and the menu looked impressive. Ethan moved around the house nervously, checking every detail. But then, disaster struck. In the middle of cooking, the main industrial oven broke down. Smoke filled the kitchen, and panic spread among the chefs. "Oh no, the oven's dead!" shouted the head caterer. "We can't finish the meal without it," another said. "This will take hours to fix," someone added, their voice shaking. Ethan's heart dropped. His dream deal, his company's future, everything seemed to be falling apart. He rubbed his forehead in frustration. "That's it," he said. "We'll have to cancel the dinner. It's over." The quiet voice that changed everything. Just then, Clara stepped forward. Her white apron was dusted with flour, her hair tied neatly back. "Mr. Sterling," she said softly but firmly, "it's not over. We still have time, and 2 working ovens upstairs." Everyone turned to look at her. Ethan frowned slightly. "2 ovens? But they're too small for this kind of dinner." Clara shook her head with a calm smile. "They're small, yes. But steady. If we adjust the menu, keep it simple, use roast and vegetables instead of complicated dishes, we can still make something wonderful. People remember warmth, not luxury." Her voice was confident and kind. There was something in her tone that made Ethan pause. The head caterer looked doubtful, but Ethan saw something he hadn't seen before, a quiet strength in Clara's eyes. "All right," he said finally. "Let's do it your way." The miracle dinner. Under Clara's guidance, the kitchen became calm again. She moved like a conductor leading an orchestra, giving instructions clearly, tasting sauces, adjusting seasoning, and checking the ovens. The smell of roasted herbs and baked bread soon filled the air. The tension melted away. Even the caterers started smiling again. By the time the guests arrived, the house was glowing with warmth and the aroma of home-cooked food. The investors were delighted. "This feels real," one of them said while tasting the roast. "Not like those cold fancy dinners. This tastes like comfort." Ethan smiled, realizing Clara had not only saved the night, she had created something better than perfection, a new beginning. When the guests left, the house was quiet again. Ethan walked into the kitchen and saw Clara cleaning the counter, her hands tired but steady. He stood silently for a moment before speaking. "Clara, tonight you didn't just save a dinner. You saved my company." She smiled politely. "I just did what needed to be done, sir." "No," Ethan said gently. "You did much more than that. You saw clearly when I couldn't. You brought peace to chaos." There was a long pause. The only sound was the ticking of the kitchen clock. "Clara," he said finally, his voice soft. You've taken care of my house for years. But what I truly need is someone who can take care of my heart too. Will you marry me? Clara looked at him, her eyes calm and kind. Yes, Ethan, she said. But promise me something. Anything. That you'll slow down, and remember to enjoy simple things, like the smell of bread in the morning. He nodded with a smile. I promise. Epilogue. They married quietly in the garden behind the house, the same place where Clara used to hang the laundry on sunny afternoons. The guests were few, the music was soft, and the air smelled of roses and warm bread. Ethan finally learned that success is not only about speed, money, or fame, it's also about peace, love, and gratitude. Moral of the story. The story, From Housekeeper to Partner, teaches us that true worth is not shown by titles or appearance, but by calmness, wisdom, and heart. Clara's quiet strength showed that success isn't only about running fast. Sometimes, it's about slowing down, thinking clearly, and appreciating those who stand beside us. Never ignore the people who make your world peaceful. Sometimes, they are the real heroes of your story. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more inspiring English stories. New stories every week.